Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Becoming Her. I hope you are having a wonderful week so far. Happy late Memorial Day in honor of our veterans. Thank you so much for your service, especially those that have given their lives and that we honor with this long weekend. We are the living in the land of the free because of the brave. If you're new here, my name is Alison Aurora, and I serve on the board of a national women's leadership conference and at one of the top 5 charities in the world. I'd love to share my thoughts, advice about becoming, fitness, finances, and to be on the journey with you of becoming her. Now, typically with these episodes, I usually have a script or at the very least, things I want to talk about. But today, I just wanted to share it's just what's been ruminating in my mind. My aunt and I have this joke about mermaids. We buy each other mermaid things. She bought me a mermaid sculpture for my birthday, and I got her mermaid salt and pepper shakers for Christmas. And I was trying to think back. I was like, why is that our thing? Why is that our joke? And I went back to at my college, I'm in, the honors programs. And we somehow got arguing about if mermaids are real or not. And I'm typically not the type of person to care about that. I never have, I never will. I'm not going to engage in arguments that I think are silly or frivolous with anybody. But because with all these honors students that so badly want to be right or have other people think that they're smart, I'm a diehard believer that you can't rule out the possibility that mermaids aren't real, right? Just because you haven't seen one doesn't mean it's not real. I don't think this is a Santa situation where no one's seen the Santa and he's not real. I think it's more like $1 million situation where I've never held that in my hands physically and seen it. But I believe that it's real. And, thinking about it more logically, we've only explored like 5% of the world's oceans. Who's to say what is or isn't down there? And, I was a lot more excited about arguing that and, hard in my position with them. But I just don't think that you could rule out that possibility. There's no certainty that they are or are not real. So I'll always be on the side that I do think mermaids can be real. We think it's a good metaphor for life in the sense that you can only achieve what you believe to be the extent of what's possible. Because when I think about the fact that I firmly believe that mermaids could be real, but I just haven't seen them yet, that bubbles over into other areas of my life where I think I am capable of anything and everything. Doesn't mean I know how to do it or how to get there or if it even can be done. But it's just the idea that I think I can. And I'm excited to try. And I hope that there's some scientist out there or deep sea diver that feels the same way. And one day we'll discover mermaids. Some people do say that manatees are mermaids. And if that's it, I'll take it too. They're mammals. They're cute. I don't know why it's actually manatees though, but I think mermaids could be real the same way I think that anything can be possible and that your limitations are usually just the extent of what you believe to be possible. Another thing that I believe in is exposing yourself to everything that you aspire to have and to keep showing yourself bigger and nicer things to show that they can be possible. I've seen things in Arkansas that I thought, wow, I can do this. But then there's been some things I've been exposed to in California and other places where it's like, wow, that was more than I ever thought to be possible when I was in Arkansas and just had been exposed to that. And it reminds me of a story. There was a young girl in rural Appalachian, Tennessee. Parents didn't come from much money. She only knew what was around her, but she learned how to read. And for her, storybooks opened up the possibilities of what could be in the world. She realized she could be a princess and so many other things simply because when she learned to read, she had access to the public library and all that could be just from reading. She went on to become a famous singer, did some acting, and is a huge philanthropist for children and them gaining the ability to read. Her and her husband went on and actually never had children. And she believes it's because the children of the world were destined to be her children. Unfortunately, her husband passed away a few years ago, which really broke my heart because I really look up to Dolly Parton. And that is her story. She has such a heart for others and philanthropy. And it's so inspiring hearing things like that. And in my getting to go to college in California and study abroad and work, in different industries, I keep challenging myself to expose myself to different things that I never thought would have been possible. Even if I can't have them yet, it opens your eyes to what can be created. And so that's what I've been thinking about lately. The mermaid and what that actually means to me. That anything can be possible. And how I need to expose myself to such things. But if I'm being really honest, and I think this will resonate with a lot of college age people, is I feel like I'm in a really weird phase. I look at my clothes and I don't want to wear them anymore. They don't feel like me. And not even necessarily me, but it's like an old Alison. It's like, but I've learned so much. And not even the me now, but the me that I want to be. And it reminds me, I didn't know what I wanted to be, but I knew who I wanted to become. And that's where I feel like right now I can envision the type of woman I want to be, but I don't exactly know what I want to be. So in trying to find clothes that reflect the direction I want to go, I know the type of person I want to be and the type of life I want to create, but I don't know what job I'd like to have exactly. So It's the feeling of that desire for direction and purpose, but I don't feel like I have clarity on what that is. And honestly, it's kind of a defeating feeling because when you don't know exactly, how do you make the right move? Now, I'm a big believer that any movement is a win. You don't have to know where you're going, but you need to be doing something. But how do you know if your something is enough? So that's where I'm at right now. And it kind of goes with last week's episode about growth being lonely. It's such a real thing. And I hope that resonated with some of y'all because there's been many times in my life where I feel like, I'll look back on that and think that it was really good. But I'm sitting in the suck right now. But like I said, guys, with the mermaid, I think anything can be possible. So despite the uncertainty I'm feeling right now, the lack of clarity, and I'm very serious about the clothes thing that is bothering me. I'm trying to find a new style, but remember the direction that I'm going. Golly, I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I'm going. Well, that's what I've got for you today. A little short, maybe a little more real than what you're expecting, but that's what's been on my mind. Just the idea that two things can be true at once. Mermaids can be real. Anything could be possible for me and you and our lives. But how do you know exactly what you want? Not who just you want to be, but what? Now, you guys don't forget to subscribe, rate this episode, and send it to somebody who you think might be at this kind of place in their lives, especially, a college aged young lady. I don't think the path to becoming her is linear at all. Because right now, more than anything, I feel confused and like I'm seeking and not finding anything yet. But who knows how long it's going to take for those scientists to find us a mermaid. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm super grateful for you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. I'll see you next week on Becoming Her.